Hey tankers, today we are going to talk about one of the more frustrating situations in Blitz, which is times when you are playing a tank that's 2 tiers lower than the highest tier tank in the battle. This starts happening at tier 5, so at tier 5 you start seeing tier 7 tanks, at tier 6 you start seeing tier 8 tanks, and so on. And that can happen for battle after battle after battle. Sometimes Matchmaker really messes with you on this. Here I'm in the tier 5 German medium tank, the T25, and I am, in a higher tier tank I might have tried to lead the group out into the desert, but in this case I'm a low tier tank. I'm not trying to do that. We conveniently see a Crusader committing suicide for us. That was a ridiculous YOLO, never do that. I'm moving up, but I'm keeping an eye behind us because we have given up the desert, and it's quite possible that they might decide to do a major flank on us, which in fact they have decided to do. Most of their team is coming on the flank, and sometimes one of the nice things about being a lower tier tank is that you are a low target priority. They really want to hit tanks that are tougher than mine. And I'm taking advantage of that. I'm playing conservatively, but I am looking for shots. I'm not going to hide in the back, but I'm going to take advantage of the fact that they are fighting tougher tanks than mine and look for ways to exploit that. Being careful, there are tanks out there that can two-shot me, put a shot into this TD, back up. The T25 has very poor turret traverse, so I need to be careful not to get into any kind of a turning fight because I will tend to lose against anything like an enemy medium. However, I'm going to take advantage of this. I bounce off this victory, but he is really not paying much attention to me, and I've just taken out a tier 6 medium with a tier 5 medium. I put one into this TD and he's destroyed. I managed to bounce a shot unusually, and here's an enemy Panzer IV YOLOing forward, and he's dead. Now it's just cleanup. There's one enemy tank out there. He's an SU-100Y. Need to be very careful, but because he could potentially one-shot me since I'm at half health here. I'm going to find him and carefully put a couple of shots into him as he tries to maneuver. Put a shot into him, back up, put another shot in, come around this dune. T25 has good gun depression, so I can take advantage of that, and then it gets ramped. So excellent game, second class medal, did top XP, excellent damage, so I really contributed to this game. This next one's going to be a heartbreaker. It is me and Double Kill in our T29s. We are in a game with a number of tier 9 tanks. We are heading up toward the cap circle. This is a spot here in which it is possible for me to take advantage of my excellent turret armor and stay relatively hull down. We're engaging this Carnarvon. He also has excellent turret armor, so I'm looking for shots on him. Put one into the side of him as he is distracted. Put another shot into the side of his turret. He's now a one-shot kill for almost anybody, but he has very good hull and frontal turret armor, even for my APCR rounds. Put a shot into his tracks. I'm hoping to keep him tracked for friendly tanks to take advantage of. I'm playing very carefully here. We've got an IS-8 that has moved up. You'll notice that I don't have any good penetration shots, even with APCR here. And friendly has fortunately taken him out. Now we have an IS-8. Unfortunately, a couple of versions ago they nerfed the aim time on the T-29. It was an amazing tank. One of my best win rates for higher tier tanks, and since then they've nerfed it. It's still a good tank, but when you can take advantage of its characteristics, but not nearly as good as it used to be. We get a shot into this IS-8 as he tries to pull across, and it's time to move up. I have no shots. I want to help out double kill as he's moving up across on the other side. I'm hoping for good shots on this this IS. I've got a PCR loaded. I'm not actually going to need it here since I'm firing directly into side armor. Now he's a one-shot, and he is engaging double kill. And I want to protect him. Successful, but now it's just me and him. So it's us in 2 tier 7 tanks against 2 tier 9 tanks. He suggests going up to cap. We're both realizing, oh geez, this is going to be really tough. I say yes, start heading up toward cap, and the E-75 is about to appear. Ugh. It's a very tough tank. Excellent armor, but he exposes his side armor to me. He hits me. I'm really trying to use my excellent turret armor and good gun depression here. Put another shot into his side. He's engaging double kill. I put in another shot. And if it was just the two of us against him, this would work out okay. But here, you know, even another shot in, he's a one shot. Possible, but I should have switched to HE here, but I did not. Don't manage to get into his side armor because he just turned at the last second, and we're dead. However, I think as the low-tier tanks, we couldn't possibly have done better in the game. We both did far more damage than our higher-tier peers. I don't think we have anything to be ashamed of there. Here's a game I'm playing with Epictetus. I'm in my T-3485 Victory. He's in a regular T-3485. We are in a high-tier game, and we're looking for ways to support. I'm sort of following my platoon mate here. He's looking for opportunities to perhaps do a short flank here toward the bridge. Our team and most of the enemy team is going bridge. We could easily get blown away quickly here, and he initiates a cap rush, which I think was exactly the right thing to do here, so I'm going along with that. I'm going to support my teammate. He's an excellent strategist, and so we want to put cap pressure on. We want them to suddenly see that the cap has been taken. They're going to need to pull tanks away from the main fight, and that's what we can do as tier 6 tanks in a tier 8 game here. We're also going to look for opportunities to snipe across the map toward the bridge. So it's not that we're going to just hide behind these buildings. We're going to look for opportunities to spot. They are not going across on that other side, so we're going to see if we can do some sniping across the map while the enemy is seeing the capture lines start to increase. We're starting to lose tanks here. And start to fire some shots across the way. Got a T1 heavy that we bounce off of. The Victory does not have wonderful penetration, and he's got pretty good armor at the front. Bounce off the front of there. Remember that AP rounds lose penetration with distance. But I do get that one in, and he's dead. So we get a kill. And you'll notice that the cap counter is pretty high. They are now pretty desperate. There's a Yag Panther coming across, trying for a desperate last-minute cap reset, but he fails. We put a last shot into him. That was kind of a sneaky win, but with tier 6 tanks, we got the win, even after we were down 4 kills to 2 kills. So a win is a win, and I'll take it. Here I'm playing solo in the American tier 7 medium tank, the T20. This is a game with tier 9 tanks, so I want to be very careful. I have poor armor to begin with, and against tier 9 tanks, I am an easy kill. We have an M103 across the way here. I'm trying to support this IS-3, get a shot into him. Even with APCR, hard for me to do a lot of damage to an M103 from the front. No shots there, but the enemy has moved up toward the cap circle, and I'm going to help this IS-3, give him a shot. The IS-3 has a much slower reload time than me, so I can easily fire and then back up without interfering with him. I turn around to go around the other side of the cap circle and get sneaky side shots, and then there is a T25/2 here. He puts a shot into me. I back up, trying to give him less not so much of a good shot, but he manages to get it in anyway. So I slide down here. I do not want to trade shots with this guy. He will definitely win that exchange. Fire into his turret, which is not super well protected, and boom, taking him out. Don't want to go back up that hill. I'm looking for more flanking shots, so I go across the river and up this hill. No good shots underneath the bridge, so I'm going to come up onto the bridge. And once again, I am a relatively low priority target. There are much tougher tanks for them to engage. So I can hit this IS-8 without him turning to face me. There's a Yag Panther, but I want to prioritize the tier 9 enemy tank. Another shot into him. He was turning toward me, so I'm being careful. Another shot in. He's dead. There's shots in there, so I move up. Uh-oh, the Yag Panther was turning toward me, but he decided to move away from me. Put a shot into him. Get him from behind. And that's the game. This was a Class 1 victory for me. Top XP, close to top damage, very successful flanking maneuvers in this case. So this is what you can do as the low tier tank if you're very careful and play your cards right. Next we'll be playing in the KV-1, the Soviet tier 5 heavy. We have Christian 1478 on our team. He's going to be on the other side. Flash the gang sign to him. I'm platooning with actually my son, WS222. He's in a Stug, and we're up here on the hill. The enemy has an ISU on the other side, so we are scared. That tank can easily penetrate our armor. Can one-shot us if he gets an ammo rack shot, could easily two-shot us, so we have to be very careful. Fortunately, he's not playing very well on the other side, but he is my high priority target. We shot into him and carefully back up. We have a T25/2 over here who's really kind of exposing himself, but getting some fire in. Unfortunately, Christian on the other side is not going to be faring super well over there, but they hold out long enough for us to be able to come up and provide some support on the other side. The ISU is now, he's just taken out the T25/2, but he is now an easy one-shot. Moving up here. Unfortunately, the KV-1 does not have good gun depression, so I can't just, slide over and just expose my turret. I'm going to have to expose myself. So I'm taking a risk here. Fortunately, the ISU takes a hasty shot and misses, and now he's dead. We now have the hill, so we're moving down, and it's 2 kills to 2. WS222 moves down into the valley, and I'm looking for shots across the valley, and it's nothing is good. I move up, overexpose myself, spend a little too much time aiming in, get hit, and miss the shot on the Panzer IV. I'm backing up because I really want to engage just one tank at a time, not multiple tanks. Here's a KV-13. Very hard to penetrate, heavily armored tier 7 medium, difficult to penetrate for a tier 5 heavy. This T-49 I could easily penetrate. I didn't need to use APCR. I kind of forgot to switch back. Again, I'm back here trying to not overexpose. And here's the KV-13. He is advancing. He bounces off my armor. He doesn't have great penetration, and I get another shot into him, and he's dead. I take another shot, I believe, from that T-49, who is not spotted. WS222 takes out that enemy tank in there, and now there's just one remaining enemy tank. He bounces again. T-49 is up in a sniping position, which he really should be moving off of. I'm going to spot him shortly. There he is, way up there. Easy penetration. He has no armor on that tank, really. Put a shot into him, back up. He misses, and he's dead. It's victory, good damage, etc. Playing the low-tier tank can be very frustrating, and sometimes any of us get blown away very quickly in that situation. But if you're careful and thoughtful and don't panic, you can do pretty well in these situations, and sometimes take real advantage of the fact that you are not a high-priority target. So, hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe.